We're just at Canadian Tire so Dan can get some stuff to finish his electrical. He's replacing that power center, and I think he's about to buy some deep cycle batteries. This is Dan in his natural habitat. This store is like me in Las Vegas, like squirrel, he's gone, I lose him.
And 2, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So a little update on the electrical. I think the footage you last saw was us taking out this power center. So Dan is building his own power center. He's got an extra piece of metal that he used for the fridge, and that's what he's going to use to face it. So the water pump is mounted and ready to go. He's got all these wires figured out. This is his 12-volt fuse box. So we just picked up all the parts to put it all together, and then I cleaned and disinfected the holding tank here, and I think that he's gonna make, there's no light in here, and this piece will go back on top like a step. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna put a little light on here and then create a slit so we can check the water levels so we know when to add more. Even though Dan's electrical isn't fully finished yet, how he wants it, we do have power everywhere. All the lights are working. The fan up here works. And the water pump. This is the button to turn it on. And the tap's working. I picked up some more spray balm. I'm going to spray the base of the table, the grate for the heater here, as well as the bars for the curtains. That'll all be chrome. I'm going to make dinner. Holla. I'll show you when he gets finished in there with his little electrical panel and all that. And I'm going to go in tomorrow after work and measure some windows. Measure that space underneath the stove where the stove used to be so I can utilize that space. I haven't figured out if I'm going to like have some shelves or baskets or whatever down there. I don't know, probably dollar store. Probably make a little curtain to put up, you know, easy access. So I'll show you tomorrow what's going on. Every day there's something happening around here. Another day gone by. I come outside to see what Dan's up to, and the floor's going in. He only has to make 2 cuts on each side where the lips are, and it fits in perfectly. No more cuts. I'll show you what Dan's new power center looks like. He's obviously going to clean up around it.
One plug is 120 connected to the shore power, meaning if you plug in the plug that's on the side of the camper, this plug works. If we don't have 120, you turn on the power inverter and this plug works.
Both of them will work.
No, this one off a battery.
Oh, okay.
This one off a battery, this one off of shore power.
And this power button is to what?
That light under there to see what our water levels are. The batteries aren't hooked up right now because they're out.
Oh, that's 2 USB ports.
Fast charge 3.0.
And then above that is the voltage, what?
Meter.
Voltage meter. Okay. This is his mess of wires. You know what's going on in there though.
Yeah. Well, I'll clean the wires up when I'm completely done. Then I'll zip tie everything all up nicely. Right?
Yeah.
So it's battery charger, power inverter, water pumps on the wall in the back, That's 12-volt fuse box for everything 12 volt. I'll put the solar charge controller on that wall right there with the Bluetooth dongle. So then this box, those are the solar cables to the solar panels. 2-to-1 connectors to connect 2 to the 1 cable. Battery cables. This is just the mounting hardware. And solar charge controller. Okay, we bought this extra. It's a Bluetooth module. This doesn't have a screen, the solar charge controller. The Bluetooth module allows it to talk to your cell phone through an app, and you can see all the stats. This is a cable entry housing we bought extra to weatherproof the holes, wires going in the roof.
We'll show you as he puts it on how he decides to mount it. He's not going to mount the panels directly to the tin roof. He's got a plan. Dan always has a plan. So I'm just popping this trim out. We had a strip of it, and we needed a bit more. We needed about 10 more feet. So we went to Home Depot yesterday and we purchased 10 feet of trim, and it cost $20 for 10 feet. And it made me realize how happy I am that Dan bought that router set and was able to create his own trim. Like, the price of wood right now is crazy. Dan had installed this trim because he had to make the cuts to fit it in, so I just pulled it off. I'm going to paint that right now with the light color because that's going to come along the trim for the base of the floor to the cabinets. I'm going to paint this top here the light color and do all the little touch-ups that need to be done. You know, there's always touch-ups at the end. There was some screws sticking out here, so Dan had to bring the angle grinder out and get those out of there, but he's marked, you know, it's easy, just a few touch-ups. Yesterday we painted and he installed the trim here. We just have to touch up that black. He used staples, so that trimmed out really nice. He still has to caulk around the sink there. I don't know if I mentioned before, I'm going to take the door off and we're going to sand down that door so it doesn't show a bunch of imperfections, kind of like he did right here on that piece of metal. It looks really cool. He has put some metal trim and flooring up here. It was coming apart a little bit, the wood there, so he added that and trimmed it out. And then down here, that's what that step looks like now, where the holding tank is. So he has to fix this because he's not happy with it. But you can see the water level down there, and he's just trimmed that out and it's nice and clean. I'm gonna paint inside the cabinets still when we get the other color out. But yeah, we've spray painted all of the bars for the curtains. This is the base for the table, and then that turned out really good. It's really shiny and fresh and clean. So I think this is it for part 3, you guys. Check back the next time you see us. We will be installing the solar panel.